Coming up next, I'm giving y'all this prison story about an inmate that gambled himself into trouble. Stay tuned to the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen.
What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Now today, this story I got for y'all today is another crazy one, and it involves one of prison's best pastimes, gambling. Now, as you all know, gambling in prison is probably one of the worst decisions you can make, unless you just like that. Now, yeah, gambling can make you feel like you right back on the block, like you back in the streets with your homies. Y'all CeeLo, craps, all day long. Now, whether it be cards or dice or whatever you choose, shoot, you could pick up a piece of whatever and pitch it against the wall and gamble off of that, who gets the closest, just like pitching pennies. You could find anything in prison to gamble on, whether it be sports, fights, anything. Now, what people don't realize is, for one, gambling in prison becomes an addiction. And two, the chances of you winning on a consistent basis is very low. So, if you're addicted to gambling and you go out there and you know, gamble your soups and your commissary, you can gamble any and everything. When it comes to gambling, people accept everything. They'll take a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt, brand new. They'll take white tees. They'll take, you know, commissary, of course, cell phones, of course, real cash. I've seen so many different things get bartered and traded in prison as a result of gambling. Is not funny. But anyway, there's a couple of main people on the pod that love to gamble. And one of such dudes, his name was Gamble. He had it tattooed on him and everything. He came into prison with a heavy gambling addiction. And he was a blood. So not only was he going to gamble if he wanted to, it wasn't nobody going to stop him if he lost. All you could do is, you know, hope he paid you your stuff back, because he was like that. Now, this dude, he had a mean CeeLo game. I'm talking about, he'd just be tossing them dice. Boom, hitting. 4, 5, 6. Boom, boom. Just killing it. And, you know, of course, dude was hating, but hey, he was winning fair and square. Now, you come out there and play him if you want to, and that's another thing. He didn't play too many dice games because there wasn't too many people dumb enough to play with him. They knew more than likely he was going to win. And if he didn't win, he still won, because, you know, it is what it is. So, he start playing 21, you know, regular card game. People joining in. I got next. And you know, he'll lose a few. And me, honestly, I think he lost a few of those games to bait people, y'all. I've seen that happen a lot in prison too, where people will act like they know good at a game just to bait you into betting it all. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they whooping your ass. Every hand smashing you out. Bam! Whether it be dominoes, cards, it's real easy to trick somebody. And it'll happen if you're very naive. Now, Gamble, he only play about 4 or 5 games. And once he loaded up, meaning once his commissary bag was full, he was like, all right, y'all, I'm out. He done gave them a chance to win their money back. They kept losing. Alright, listen, I ain't playing all night. I'm out. We'll play again tomorrow. And he head on back to his cell and he stashed his stuff up. Now he got a young boy in this cell with him. His name was Donald. They called him Ducky. He was a weird looking dude. Tall, big lips, big ears. Anyway, they called him Ducky, like Donald Duck. Whatever. I don't know if it was because of the look or because of the name. Whatever. And dude, you know, he always talking, yeah, man, I used to gamble out in the streets. We used to play CeeLo all the time. That was my shit. I was pretty good at it. And now Gamble looking at him like, hey, dude, like, you know, we could just, maybe I'll teach you something or whatever. Maybe I'll teach you something. We could play for fun. Because, you know, they in the same cell. So he like, I know what you got. You ain't got that much commissary. I don't want to take what you got. And, you know, I ain't trying to give you mine. So, like, we could just gamble for, you know, for fun at night. Practice a little bit. And dude, like, alright. So that's what they did. You know, next few nights, they in the cell. And Gamble enjoying himself because he don't get a chance to really play CeeLo the way he wants to. Because dudes are scared to play with him. But he not playing everybody for free. He just doing that with his cellmate. Now, they spending hours in there throwing the dice. Everybody hit the dice hitting the wall. And they're like, dang, they still playing. Now, Ducky, he started feeling himself. And he told, he's like, hey man, listen, why don't you go ahead and let's play, man. Let's play for real. Let's play for something, man. Let's play for something. And he's like, all right, man, look. Gamble said, I'll play you for a couple of soups. How about that? All right. So they play a few games, and Gamble win. You're like, hey, double or nothing. That's what Ducky said. All right, listen, this last hand, man. I'm telling you, last hand, man, because I don't want you to lose anything. They play. Sure enough, Ducky lose every damn thing. And Gamble like, look, man, I told you. And he feel bad. Now, mind you, I told you, he a blood. But he liked Ducky. They cool. He ain't never had no problems with him. So he told me, he said, look, he tossed him a soup back. One soup. He said, here, man. So you got something to eat tonight. But look, we're not doing this no more. If you want to play for free, I'll play you for free, man. So next few nights go on. Now, Ducky come back to the cell one day with all this commissary. Ducky done went to the store guy and borrowed a whole mess load of soups and cans and all types of good stuff. And he come on back to the cell, put it up. He got everything ready. So as soon as Gamble come back for lockdown, he gonna put it all on a bag and tell him, we playing tonight, my boy. We playing tonight. So Gamble like, oh shit, man. Alright, look, I done told you. And I'm gonna tell you one last time. You literally putting your ass on the line. Cause I play for keeps. Now it's but so many times I'm gonna be nice to you. It's gonna come to a point you gonna owe me. And when you owe me, young boy, you gonna have to pay up. Don't say I didn't tell you. And Ducky like, what? Alright, man, alright. You talking weird, man. You talking weird. Look at all this commissary. How am I owe you? He like, alright, say no more. I'm gonna take your bag, young boy. I'm gonna take your whole bag, young boy. Where the dice at? They start throwing the dice. Now, this is where it gets diabolical. And, hey, you can't blame Gamble for what he did. And he came out and told everybody after it was all done exactly how he did this. Like I told y'all, he lost a few of them hands on purpose. Gamble got plenty of commissary to sacrifice. Lost a few of those hands. Now, Ducky feeling himself. He getting up. Yo, let's run it double or nothing. Double a bet on everything. Alright. Now Ducky is losing at a rapid pace. He can't take it back now. You said double up. You can't take that back. The only way you can go is up. Triple up. Long story short, y'all, Ducky lost that whole bag of commissary. Every bit of it. And now he's sitting there with the dumb look on his face. Looking stupid. And he said, listen, man, I told you, man. I told you. So what you want to do? What you want to do? That's what Gamble told him. You want to keep playing? You want to keep playing with me? And young boy, he's ambitious. Man, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I want to play. So they keep playing. They're about 10 games in. Ducky done lost every game. He owes at least 100 items at this point. And Gamble said, all right, listen. I'm going to give you 2 days to get my shit. Because I know you ain't got it. I'm going to give you 2 days to get my shit. And remember what I said. Your ass is on the line. And Ducky just looking at him. He not even thinking. He not putting 2 and 2 together. What Gamble is really talking about. Anyway, one day go by. He come in there with 3 soups. And he passed it over to Gamble. Gamble like, hey, what's this, man? Look, nah, we're not going to be doing this. I'm not going to be keeping count for you. Get at least 50 items before you give me anything. Don't be handing me 2 or 3 items here and 2 or 3 there. And I got to remember how many items you gave me so you could try and trick me and be like, nah, man, we had 100. Remember I gave you 3 last week and 3 this day and 3. Nah, we not doing all that. Dead that. Get my shit, young boy. That's all I'm going to tell you. Young boy's all right. He just threw it in his locker and was all right, bet. Now, mind you, he only got 2 days. A whole day has passed, and he only found 3 items. This young boy is in trouble. All right, y'all. End of the second day has come. Slowly approaching night lockdown. Walls in the prison are super thin. You can hear what's going on in the next cell or through the vents like you right there. Now, as the next cell over would say they heard the exact events, young boy Ducky walks in the cell. No bag, nothing. So you already know Gamble is sizing him up. He's looking at him like, this young boy ain't got my money. I'm going to have to do something to him. That's what's going through his mind, I'm assuming. Now, when they lock those gates, they do that count. Lights out. They start to talking. So, where my stuff at, young boy? Where my stuff? Hey, you gonna have to give me some more time, Gamble. I couldn't get everything, man. You ain't got nothing. He's like, man, I got you 3 soups. 3 out of 100 ain't gonna work, young boy. Now, I told you when we started gambling, I didn't want to do this to you. But I am a man of my word, and I'm going to keep my promise. And I promised you, your ass is on the line. Now, Ducky, he tired of hearing this. This is the 3rd time he done heard him say this weird shit. So he look at you, hey, man, what you keep talking about? What's this weird shit you keep talking about? My ass on the line. Why you keep talking about my ass? So Gamble stood up and he said, you fitting to find out. And Ducky stood up. He said, hey, man, what you talking about, man? What you saying? He told him, turn around. He said, nah, hell no, man, I ain't turning around. What you mean turn around? You want some weird shit up in here, man? Gamble said, I'm going to tell you one last time. You're going to pay your debt. Turn around, young boy. Touch your toes. He said, oh, nah, you bugging. You bugging. In the middle of him saying all of this stuff to Gamble, Gamble done hit him with a 2-piece. Pow! All up in his jaw. Ding, ding. Young boy went over like a tree. Timber. Boom, right to that bump. knocked out cold. And well, as the next cell over would tell us, they didn't hear any noises except for grunts, but they knew what was going on in that cell. Gamble was in there taking that young boy's ass over the dice game. And he was serious. He said, if you didn't pay me, your ass was on the line. And he meant every word of that. Because supposedly he tore that boy's cheeks up. Now, fast forward to the next morning. Because Gamble went to sleep like a baby. Smoked him a cigarette and took it down for the night. Young boy woke up in the middle of the night with his ass hurting, trying to figure out what just happened. Why his jaw feel like a brick hit it. Now, after first count, breakfast call. Young boy immediately hits that gate and goes to the officers and tells them, hey man, I don't feel so good, man. I don't feel so good. I want to see a nurse. So they tell him, all right, put a slip in. We'll get to you as soon as possible. And he's like, oh man, how long that's going to take? Maybe by the end of the night, maybe tomorrow. Put the slip in and get away from the gate, inmate. All right, put the slip in. Now, all he knows is something bad happened to him last night. He don't exactly know what happened, but he feels it, obviously. So, first thing he could think of to do is run and tell the Bloods. That's probably where he made his first mistake. He ran over to the Bloods and he told them, I think your homie Gamble graped me last night. I think he did something to me in the cell last night. He knocked me out and I think he did something back there. Immediately, y'all already know the disrespect that they feeling. You talking about one of their homies and you had the nerve to bring that to them? They stomped him out right there immediately on the spot. So in addition to getting his manhood took, he got stomped out for running his mouth. When Gamble heard about what had happened, he laughed. And they took the young boy up out of there, took him to the infirmary, checked him out, put him in the hole. Now, they questioned Gamble about this incident. And he just said, man, go ahead, man. Y'all already know how I get down. They didn't believe a word that the young boy said. Now, the cell next door, they heard everything that happened, didn't they? But they wasn't going to open their mouth because jail rules and prison rules are different than the street rules. Even if you know what happened, it's not your business. You can't open your mouth and go tattletelling. Nah, they would have got stomped out too if they would have opened their mouth, and wouldn't nobody have believed them either. So the best thing they could do is just keep it to themselves and act like it never happened. Alright, y'all, that's going to be the end of this story. I really hope you liked it. Like, share, subscribe. Get in the comment box. Tell me what you thought. Let's get active, people. Hype the video so people that need to hear and see this can do so. Alright, y'all, with that, I'm going to get on up out of here. As usual, this is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen, then you can get dealt with. Prison justice like you never felt it. I be taking y'all back to stories of the helpless. That lava I spit, get your boy stories melted. I spit about prison justice cause I dealt it. And you a real hater if you can't respect it. All that bullshit, yeah, I'm here to check that. Any confrontation, I'ma show up. Bet that. You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When it comes to storytelling, I'm the best at. You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When it comes to storytelling, I'm the best at.